there guys, how's it going? Today we're gonna review the latest Marvel movie that came out this year, and basically the 17th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That is the third film in the Thor franchise known as Thor Ragnarok. Now the Thor movies aren't really the most popular Marvel movies in the Cinematic Universe. I mean, the first one was good, the second one, let's pretend it didn't happen. Now we are here with the third Thor movie in the Thor franchise known as Thor Ragnarok, which is also being directed by a different guy known as Taika Waititi, who is very well known for directing a very hilarious comedy known as What We Do in the Shadows. In this movie, it's basically a follow-up of Thor's story right after Avengers Age of Ultron. Thor is out there doing his daily job protecting Asgard, defeating giant monsters, but then he learns about a specific event that is about to happen to his world of Asgard, and that is the event of Ragnarok, which is basically complete and total devastation, annihilation, and pretty much wipe out the existence of Asgard. And believe me, things get really worse when Hela, the goddess of death, played by Cate Blanchett, gets into a confrontation with Thor and manages to wipe Thor out of Asgard to where he's in a different planet and she's ruling over Asgard. Now Thor, as we know, is in a little bit of a tough spot because as we know, he's been in a different planet that's being ruled over by Jeff Goldblum's character, the Grandmaster. He's being brought into gladiator matches to fight the planet's champion. So it's really up to Thor to build up a crew, get off of the planet, and stop Hela once and for all. So what did I really think of Thor Ragnarok? Well, you may not be surprised, but yes, Marvel again has hit another home run. As a superhero movie, it's not as monumentally amazing as like Captain America, The Winter Soldier, or Civil War, but as a movie on its own, it's pretty freaking good. What makes this movie so incredibly special is that this movie, through and through, is a comedy. It's not superhero movie slash comedy, it's not action slash comedy, no. It is straight up, no kidding, a comedy. Sure, you may have some really amazing action scenes in there, but the comedy really dominates the entire section of the film. But the thing about the comedy is that it's not there just because there has to be comedy in a Marvel movie. The comedy and the character banter that most characters would have drives the movie forward. And that's something that, as a matter of fact, comedy should do. One of the biggest gripes that people may have with, Marvel movies or any movie in general is that when they usually have like a dark, serious moment that could develop emotion, it's instantly ruined by some hilarious hijink that just basically break the mood. Well, I have to say, with the first Thor movies being so incredibly straight-faced and serious the whole time, I mean, sure, you had some jokes in there, but most of the time they were incredibly straight-faced about every scenario. It's finally nice to have a sense of fresh air in the franchise. And also, I'm gonna share a little fact with you guys because recently I saw this in a video. 80% of this film is improvised. And that is basically because of the fantastic directing and clever script. The film is so incredibly clever, I had no idea if they were improvising or not. Usually when you see a movie like, say for example, 2016 Ghostbusters. When you see a movie do improv, you can obviously tell they're improvising because they're breaking their character and just playing themselves as actors. With Thor Ragnarok, it's done so incredibly well, you can't even tell if they're improvising or not. And the stuff the director does with the characters, very good. Now we all know Chris Hemsworth really nails the character as Thor, but most of the things that the film does with Thor's character is just very astonishingly funny. Like Thor's morals of knowing what's right from wrong, play it for comedy. Thor's complete and utter sincerity, make him charismatic and lighthearted. And that's mainly what the first Thor movie or the second one has been lacking. Now, as you all know from my Age of Ultron review, one of my favorite superheroes is Hulk. Because what they usually did with like the Avengers or the Incredible Hulk, making him a big, loud, green guy who just smashes things, making him look like this unstoppable monster, they really add the fact that whenever he's sharing banter with people or doing anything in general, he usually has the language or the actions of a child, but yet still maintains the same likability as we had in previous movies with him in it. Other characters in this movie are great. Tessa Thompson does great as Valkyrie, Tom Hiddleston does great as Loki once again, and I'm gonna be honest, I really like Cate Blanchett as Hela. She may contain some attitudes of like a femme fatale, but like at the same time she's very deadly and menacing. The visual effects with the planet are just outright gorgeous as well. The action scenes are very gorgeous, especially with the film's cinematography. They add really so much to the action, especially with scenes like Hulk fighting Thor in the Colosseum, or Hulk fighting that giant wolf. And as well, just so you people know, they really also do add Def Leppard's The Immigrant Song. Or is it Led Zeppelin? Point is, they do add this song in there, and they use it very extremely well. It's not like it's Suicide Squad where they basically just crowbar in Bohemian Rhapsody towards the end and use it in a very piss poor way. No, it's used in a way where you just get chills in your spine during the action sequences. This may be a little bit of a nitpick or a little bit of a negative for this film, but it just kind of feels a bit familiar. I mean, sure, the story may have been done to death in some movies, but hey, at least they do it in a very entertaining fashion. In the end, guys, Thor Ragnarok through and through is a very hilarious comedy that is just an outstanding time at the movies. It's got hilarious comedy, beautiful visual effects, gorgeous cinematography, outlandishly awesome action, with great characters, with a good director, and a good script. And with that being said, Thor Ragnarok gets a 4 out of 5. But hey, at least we have one more superhero film to review this year. I don't want to do this. I really don't. First Batman v Superman, now this. I don't know if I can take this anymore. Or maybe it's good, who knows. There's a 1% chance this movie might be good. Well, see you next week for this film. Alright guys, that is my review of Thor Ragnarok. Comment below, let me know what you thought about the movie. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And also, be sure to subscribe for more. My name is Nukem, and you, my friends, have been blown away.